All right, welcome to Killer Keyword Research. In this video, I'm going to step you through my process for doing keyword research to compile lists of keyword phrases that you're going to optimize your product catalog for, right? We're not doing blog content or any of that sort of stuff. We just want the key keyword phrases for our catalog, right? So we're focusing on commercial and transactional terms, right? Now, this is my approach. There are a ton of different ways. If you search Google right now for keyword research, you're going to get inundated with blog posts and cool tactical tricks to figure out new keyword phrases. Forget about that for the moment. Just follow this process. The end result will be you'll have a big spreadsheet with a tab, right? And each tab will have a list of keyword phrases that are relevant for one or two product categories. And that way you can focus on the terms that each of your product categories needs to be optimized for. And that way you'll be able to launch the Shopify site with properly optimized product category pages that will rank. All right, so the things you want to do to start with is you want to pull up the spreadsheet that you have that you put together in the keyword landscape, mapping the keyword landscape. And remember, these were the direct competitors that had similar keyword phrases. If you look at the spreadsheets there, you can see I've gone through and selected the terms that are relevant for my business. Let's just say we're doing a women's fashion business, right? So we've got that list of keyword phrases, and the reason is we're going to look at some of the terms that they rank for and use them as seed keyword phrases. Now, you'll hear me refer to that term seed keyword phrase. And what I mean by that is I'm looking for a keyword phrase, whether for the whole site or for a specific product category, that is the shortest, most high volume, relatively general phrase that reflects a product category. Classic example would be, women's jackets. Right? The phrase, the seed phrase that represents most of the searches there would be women's jackets. And then, if someone wanted to dive deeper, they might search for women's winter jackets, women's rain jackets, etc. You see what I'm saying? Shorter, broader, and more volume. So that's what a seed keyword phrase is. And the starting process here is we're going to go through some of your competitors, pull up some of the seed keyword phrases, pardon me, and we're also going to go through your product catalog. No doubt you already have an idea of your product hierarchy, men's clothing, women's clothing, and then obviously drilling into the different product categories, and you yourself will use those as seed keyword phrases. And what I like to do is I always like to keep up one of the competitors so I can always drill through their product catalog as well for inspiration in case I've forgotten some of those things. So what I have here now is a spreadsheet called the Killer Keyword Research Spreadsheet. The first thing I want to do is to start to compile a list of the seed keyword phrases. Now, I'm not going to do a full extensive list. I'm just going to do some keywords that I see that are relevant. Otherwise, this is going to be a massive long video. So let's just look at the keyword landscape video. Let's just look at Forever New, which is the first one here. And you can see, we've got a bunch of phrases here that I've selected that are relevant. So what I'm going to do is I've already gone through the process of selecting them. So just for starters, I'm just going to copy these ones across, pop them into my Killer Keyword Research spreadsheet. Actually, I better make some more space here before I do that. Right, and I'm going to come back here and I'm going to take these seed keyword phrases and I'm going to pop them in here, all right? Now, at the same time, let's say I've already got a site up or I'm looking, let's say I don't have a site up or I'm looking at some of these others, and I might go in here and say, oh, look, party dresses, day dresses, it's one I hadn't considered. Let's come back here to the Killer Keyword Research spreadsheet and put day dresses, party dresses, right? So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just compiling a list of seed terms that competitors rank for, that I know I have products for, that I want to use to do my keyword research. All right, so here we go. So let's just say we've started with this seed keyword phrase list. What you want to do now is go to your trial account for SEMrush, load up SEMrush, and you're going to go to the Keyword Magic tool on the left, right? So that's the tool we're going to be using for this process. So come back here and let's pick the first phrase. Let's forget about dress for the moment. Let's just do evening dresses, all right? Let's say I've got a range of evening dresses. Come back to SEMrush, put the keyword into the Keyword Magic tool, select the market. In this case, I'm selecting Australia, and then click search. Now, SEMrush is awesome because what SEMrush is going to do is it's going to go away and compile all of the keyword variations of evening dresses and list them for you, sorting them by highest volume to lowest volume. Now, the most difficult part of doing keyword research was always filtering out the wheat from the chaff, as it were. And the beauty of SEMrush is if I put in the seed keyword phrase, in this case, evening dresses, all of the terms that I see here are variations of evening dresses. And you can see here, so evening dresses, 12,100 monthly searches. Evening Dresses Australia, 3,600. Kind of tells you that people are looking for local product, right? Then if you drill through, you can start to see some local searches. So Evening Dresses Melbourne, people are looking for a local store, right? Some branded searches, Forever New Evening Dresses, My Evening Dresses, Black Evening Dresses. So by looking at this, you start to get a sense of how people are actually looking for evening dresses in your market. So what you want to do is, in this case here, we're not going to analyze at the moment, we're just going to compile. So what I want you to do is to export these keywords. Now, you'll notice that evening dresses, there's over 10,000, right? So that's too much. What you can do is typically, choose the filter and choose the top volume. So in this case here, I might just say advanced filter. I'm going to say, oh, actually, no, here's the volume. We're not using the advanced filter, just volume. I like to say a volume from a minimum of, say, 100 monthly searches to 100,000, just to clean out that filter. So what that's going to do is that's going to get rid of anything that has a search volume of less than 100, because really that's not what you want to chase. And you can see now that just by putting that little filter in, I'm down to 148 keyword phrases, all right? Otherwise, exporting 10,000 terms is going to be too much. So you've got 148 here, which represents most of the volume around evening dresses, right? Total volume, 66,000 searches from 148 keywords. Click export, right? Pop them into a spreadsheet. Grab the spreadsheet. Let's pull that over here. And if you look at the spreadsheet that is exported, we have the keyword, the volume, the keyword difficulty, the cost per click, right? And some additional information, especially the intent there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these. Actually, what I like to do is I'll delete this competitive column. I don't need that. Number of results, don't need that, right? I like to include keyword difficulty and the cost per click, just so you know what you would have to pay for that term if you wanted to bid on it. And it's really important that we keep commercial, also the intent classification. So here we go, keyword volume, keyword difficulty, CPC, and intent. Just copy these ones, and I will go and paste it into my Killer Keyword Research spreadsheet. So what I do is I just click create a new tab, call it evening dresses, right? Right click, paste special, values only. You can see I'm a bit of a stickler for formatting, so I like to clean them up a little bit, fix the columns up, bold the headline. Right, let's just have a quick look at what we've got here. So what we have here on the tab evening dresses is a list of all of the searches for evening dresses and the variations thereof, sorted from highest to lowest volume, and some information about whether it's informational searches or commercial, etc. Right? So that's the first thing. Forget about interpreting what's important for the moment. We're just compiling a list of them. Then I'll go back to the seed keyword phrase. I'll just mark this one off. And look, there's another classification, cocktail dresses. So let's go back to SEMrush. And instead of evening dresses, I'm going to put cocktail dresses. Right? Click search. Once again, I'm going to leave this filter in. Your industry will vary. In some of your industries, you might have, if you put a filter to say filter anything less than 100 monthly searches, you might have no keyword phrases. So it's industry dependent. So you'll have to look at that yourself. But in this case here, cocktail dresses, I've put that filter on it. It's dropped down from probably tens of thousands down to 269. That are the most important, most relevant, most high volume terms, right? So what we're going to do here now is click export, export 269. There it is, cocktail dresses. I'll just get rid of that old one. Nope, don't want those. Bring the cocktail dresses across, delete these, and I'm going to copy those across and, oops, put them into my Killer Keyword Research. So create a new tab, cocktail dresses, and then paste that in there. All right, tidy it up, bold. Okay, so you can see, right, cocktail dresses, evening dresses. You see where I'm going with this. So take the opportunity to go back to the keyword landscape, right? Go through some of the dresses, the terms that you've selected that your competitors are ranking for, right? Because you can see these ones, midi dress, for example, has high volume. For example, I didn't pull these across. And the reason why you also want to look at some of the different competitors is sometimes the competitors rank for different terms, right? Different product categories. So I've just pasted these extra ones here from that other competitor. Let's just do one more as an example. Come here. I'm going to put midi dresses, right? Midi dresses. Click search. And midi dresses will generate a list of those terms that are all variations of midi. And what's interesting here is, look at that, even with the filter of a minimum of 100 searches, there are 384 midi keyword phrase variations, total volume 154,000 of all of those keyword terms, right? So you can start to see where the opportunities are, how people search. I'm just going to export those 384. I'm just rushing through this because you don't want to spend a huge amount of time thinking at the moment. What you are doing is you're just capturing the terms. Get rid of those, delete those, and I'm just going to copy keyword, volume, difficulty, CPC, and intent. Come back to my spreadsheet, create a new tab, midi dresses, right, paste the information there. And fix that up, and bold. All right, so you see what I'm doing here? Looking at the competitors' keywords, finding some that are relevant for me on the seed keyword list, putting them on the seed keyword list, looking at the catalogs again, the collections of competitor sites, maybe your own site, just to see if there are any categories that aren't listed in the competitors, and putting those into your seed keyword phrases. And then what I want you to do is work through and basically create a tab for each one of these seed keyword phrases. Now remember, the seed keyword phrase is a short, high volume phrase. Wedding dresses, party dresses, midi dresses, stuff like that. You wouldn't use a seed keyword phrase like black midi dress size 8. That's not a seed keyword phrase. That's a very bottom of funnel, very specific search phrase. And SEMrush will try to use that and create variations of a black midi dress size 8. No, what you want is the short term that it can go and compile lists of variations thereof, like I did with the midi dresses, party dresses, etc. All right. So I'm going to go through the rest of these keyword phrases, and I'm going to compile a very large spreadsheet of tabs for each one of them. And the reason being is that this will allow you and your team relatively quickly, post this keyword research process, to come back to this spreadsheet as a resource and say, hey, how do people search for midi dresses? And come back to midi dresses, and you can see, all right, people search for midi dresses. And then, I made an observation. Interestingly enough, white midi dress is the third highest keyword phrase variation. And that starts to tell you, hey, maybe we should optimize one of our white midi dress product pages, or maybe there is an opportunity to create a new collection or a new product category with just white midi dresses, right? So that's the reason we do this. We can quickly see how people search without thinking, is it including maxi dresses or short dress party? No, it's just midi dresses. And that's what we're doing here. So use the seed keyword phrases to generate lists of keywords, right? And then fill in your spreadsheet. And so I want you to go through that process and compile that master list of keyword phrases, and then in the next video, I'll show you how to use those keyword phrases to optimize your site. Good luck, get to work.